Smiles, everyone, and welcome. It's Colleen. So today I'm working with some packaging papers and some napkins. Like this here paper. I believe I got it in an Amazon package. It was all wrinkled, so I just ironed it out and I sprayed it with some coffee to give it some texture and such. So that's what I did with that. And then this one here is just like a paper bag that I'd gotten something in. And I found I have so much of it now that it's time to do a few things with it. And a journal that I'm working on right now, I wanted to have a journaling spot. And so I decided to make one with napkins and packaging. So the napkins I have here, I use some freezer paper, so it makes it so that you can actually use it. It's like a thin paper that way. And I will link the video at the end of this video showing you how I do that. It's quite easy, but it's nice to know how to do it. And it also makes so your napkin is not wrinkled or anything like that. It's more perfectly flat and such. No wrinkles like you get with glue. So that's what I'm using today. And I've made some already, but I will show you those later. Right now, I will show you how I'm doing this. So I'm just taking my papers, my packaging paper, and I'm using my ruler that we made together, our tear ruler, and that's what I'm using to tear it with because I want the tear edge to it. So I'd already done a piece here, so I think I'll use that. So I've already teared this. So you just tear it down to whatever size you decide you want to use. And then I'm going to use this napkin to make this one. And then what I'm doing is I'm also tearing my napkin. So I'm just going to sit down here and we'll get started. So you can make all kinds of ephemera this way. And I've made a few different things. So first I'm just going to tear off one edge here so that I get that tear look on here. Whoop. Well, actually I'm going rather close. So instead of using my ruler, you can also just use your fingers and come on down like this, because I want to keep as much of the napkin as possible. So I'm just tearing a thin one off here on this edge. So I find with your tear rulers, you've got to have a bit underneath your ruler, or otherwise it's going to move on you. So sometimes if you just want a very thin line, just use your fingers to do it. The thing with a tear ruler, of course, is it makes everything faster, right? Than doing it this way. But it still has the same effect doing it either way. So what I want to do is I want to use this behind here. So that that's pretty perfect in the length of this works really well with this napkin. The napkins are 12 by 12, I believe, or close to that. But I'm going to tear off this edge because I want to, and it has this little bit here. It's not quite even anyway. So I'm going to just tear this. Let's tear edge off of there. I want that rough edge on this. And then we're going to do the same on this side. And then, oh, I got a little bit of a tear, so I'm going to tear and take that little tear off. So these little bits that I'm tearing off, I am going to put in recycle because they are very tiny pieces. Okay. So then I want to take my napkin. What I'm doing is just taking my napkin and I'm getting a general idea of where I want to tear the napkin by just lining it up on top. So probably about there we'll tear our napkin. So I'm going to just take this away while we tear. I hope everyone is having a lovely day. So this is, like I said, this will make a great mask making project. When do you want to have some journaling spot things in ephemera on hand? This is perfect for that. Okay, and then I'm gonna tear the ends here so I have that rough edge all the way around. There we go. Let's just see how much okay, I'm going to tear quite a bit off of there because I want it to fit well. So I'll probably do, I don't know, maybe an inch. Now you could keep that and use it for collage, which I think I will. Okay, so then there we go. That looks really good. Perfect. All right. So then all I'm doing from there is I'm going to glue it on. And some of them I have sewed, some of them I have not. But I do tend to do mostly sewing around the edges here because I like the look of sewing. But you certainly don't have to sew this. So we'll get this glued on. Because I tend to glue on whether I'm going to sew it afterwards or not. Because then it will be set in place, of course. So let's just get some glue on here. So I hope you all are crafting along with me today. And that you're having a wonderful day. And the weather is quite nice here, and it always gets me feeling like spring is around the corner, but of course it's awful early for that. So every year I get hopeful at this time of year, and it's not always going to happen. We tend to have another spell of cold weather. But right now I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying how the sun is starting to show itself again more and more. And that's another thing I love about this time of year. So I'm going to just go on the paper itself here. And then I will just glue down the sides if it needs it. And in this case, if I was sewing it, which I won't do right now, I think this one I'm going to do a non-sew. I would, this would be enough. I wouldn't worry about getting all the edges down because I'll be sewing around it, right? So, the other thing is you can ink it before you put it on. Here you could ink all along the edges, which I have done with some I have not. So, you know, you can do all kinds of different kind of fine-tuning to it all. I am just making sure the edges are all down. And the glue stick works very well. You don't need anything more than the glue stick at all. I find that it holds very, very well. Okay, oh, maybe down here a little bit, right under there. I want to put just a bit. There we go. Okay, so from here, if you're finding you want to have the edge come a little bit closer, you can do that, and that's what I'm going to do here. Is I find this is a little too far out for me, so I'm just going to tear this edge a little closer to my napkin. There we go. There we go. I'm going to take a little bit off the side here. There. All right. Okay. So from here, quite simply, I'm going to fold it. But I wonder, maybe what I'll do first is I think I want to ink the outside here, is what I want to do. So I'm just using some vintage photo and going around the edge here. And it is more, it's not like a cardstock, so I'm doing it on the book here this way instead of this way, because I'm going to get it, the inking is going to work better. That's why I'm doing it on. I just put my glue book down to protect my mat from getting ink all over it. Okay, that came up, or I didn't get that anyway. So I'm just going to go around it, and I might touch the napkin on the way. Who knows? I'm just going around. So we're just going to go all the way around here, and as I go, I'm noticing a spot here and there. So then I just add a little bit of glue there. And again, I wouldn't bother with this part if I was sewing it, right? But this one I'm not going to sew, so you want to make sure that it's all down. Okay. This is rather a large piece, so it takes a little longer to get it all inked, but that's okay. So it's, you know, once you have your paper out and you have your napkins, which I mentioned I had strengthened with freezer paper, which you know, you could do a bunch of those up ahead of time before you even start this project, because with the freezer paper on the back of the napkins, which if you watch that video, I'll explain how it works so nicely to use them for pages in books. Okay, there. All right, and then from here, all I am going to do is I'm going to fold it just like this. This will be a larger journaling spot. That's okay. And then I just bring it down. So like I said, it's very, very easy to do. It's just that sometimes you don't think of all these different things, right? So, excuse me, I thought I'd show you. There we go. And then you would decorate it from there, is how you would do it. And then the other thing I was doing was I had already torn these. And I'm making little booklets, is what I'm doing with these ones. So I will just glue that on. I'm going to glue this one on. And then you would just fold it in half and make yourself a little booklet, right? And you can, like I said, you can sew around the edges. You can ink this before you even do form it into a little booklet cover. So you're getting the idea, I'm positive. These here ones, I'm going to make them into large journaling cards. So that's for an example. I would not make it this large. I would cut it down quite a bit because you want to fit it on a 5.5-inch page. But these would be beautiful as a journaling card, is what I think. So I have done a few here already. So I'm just going to show you a few these here, and I'm just going to continue with these. So this is a journaling spot, and like this one is a little thinner, and then I decorated it with some flowers and a number. This one here, I actually sewed around it and I made it into a little pocket here. Well, a little envelope type pocket, and I decorated it with, ruffled up some lace here. And then these here I have to decorate, but this is the example of doing up a journaling card, and I will ink around also around that one for sure, and I'll probably bring some ink into the napkin itself. This one is unsewn. This one I did sew, so that will make a good tag. And then this here I think turned out really, really pretty. This is an embossed napkin, and I zigzagged all the way around the napkin is what I did, and then I decorated it with these blue backed ducks, which would be so lovely in a woodland journal, or even if you were doing a journal for thinking of a masculine theme to it. This would work really well in it, and it's a journaling spot. So you could make these into bags if you wanted, but I love them for journaling spots because you can just journal all over that. And then this is another one that I did. It's a journaling spot. It's a larger one, and this size would make a really nice bag too, I think. And when you put them in your journals, when they're bigger like this, there's nothing saying that you can't clip them in this way, right? And then they can just unclip and journal in there. These are meant to be clipped into your journals because, of course, the napkin, you want to show the whole napkin, and you've put it all the way across. And then this one again is another journaling spot that I really like how it turned out. This is an image. This here is from a magazine, ABCs of Nature. And then you just open it up and you journal inside. And this one is not sewn at all. And then I just put a little paper clip here on the side. Holds it shut. Works really well for that. And then this is a little booklet that I did that I was talking about, and this was actually what I wanted to make to put into the journal I'm working in Right now I want to be able to put a little booklet like this in a pocket. So I just have it with a paper clip, and then I just, you open it up, you can journal right onto the cover, and then I just put in some papers throughout. And with this one, you could sew the middle on your sewing machine, but this one I decided to do a pamphlet stitch with and put a little bow. So you can do a pamphlet stitch, you could sew down the middle because it's not that thick kind of booklet. So that's what I'm up to today, guys. I hope that I gave you a little bit of inspiration and some ways to use up all that packaging we tend to get when we order things and such, and we don't want to throw it into recycle because it's like, oh, I could use that in my journal. So I want you all to have a lovely, lovely day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It truly does help my channel to grow. Press the notification bell and it will let you know when I'm putting up a new video. And I want you all to have a crafty, crafty day. And we will see and talk to you soon. Bye for now.